So Cooking with Kaya just admitted she's broke after flexing a 2-week yacht trip in Dubai. Yeah, you heard that right. She went from sipping champagne on deck to crying broke online. Kaya said, I went from making so much money to struggling in every way. We're 1, 2, 3 missed paychecks away from financial hardship. Girl, how you broke but just came back from Dubai? Who paid for that yacht, Kaya? Don't tell me the allegations were true. To be fair, she's not wrong. Most Americans really are a few paychecks away from disaster. But let's be real. Kaya's fall from influencer luxury wasn't bad luck. It was bad business. She had
So guys, as you can see already, Cooking with Kaya opens up about her financial struggles. And this is something that keeps on happening when it comes to entertainers. They get attention, their attention turns into currency and they make a lot of money. All of a sudden they fumble the bag because the lifestyle inflates. There's no financial planning, there's no guidance, there's no infrastructure basically put in place to make sure that they never go broke again. And like I always say, this problem can easily be avoidable when you have the right type of people around you and have the right type of information. And I feel as if there's always been an issue within the hip hop culture where we believe that as soon as we make money, we have to basically show people, and you could say borderline oppress people with the money as well. Because what's the first thing that anyone does when they make a bit of money? They get the bag and all of a sudden they're now saying to everyone else, oh, you're broke, this and that. Hell, like she even did it to her boyfriend. On Streamers, I believe on Streamers University, she was talking about how she makes way more than her boyfriend. And me personally, I don't know how that guy must have felt in that type of situation. We've gotten to a point where it's cool to basically talk bad on men and all this type of stuff. But with this whole gender war, guys, I'm not going to get into that. It's just, I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of it, innit? But back to the point. The thing that Cooking with Kaya could have easily done is pivot. When she's making the short form content, what is the next strategy to do? You need to pivot into long form content. We all understand the power of being on places like Twitch, on being on places like YouTube, and building platforms around you where the ad revenue starts to kick in. Even past the ad revenue, you need to start looking at, okay, sponsorships, brand deals, having a community, having some sort of subscription base behind you that actually gives you monthly recurring revenue. But for some reason, once people get the bag, what's the first thing that people are doing? With the man them, you're either getting a car, you're spending on garms, and you're spending on some hoes. And with them, they're getting a Chanel bag. You literally just heard the song that came out by Tyler. If you then put me in Chanel. You know what I mean? Like, this is the mentality that us men have. And whilst I'm not saying that obviously you can enjoy your finances, guys, is it better for us to enjoy our finances for a period of months or even a year, or enjoy our finances for the rest of our life? You can only do that by being smart with it. And rule number one with money, every single millionaire tells us you need to make more than you spend. And even past that, it's not even about what you spend, it's about what you keep.
Multiple chances to pivot. When she first went viral, she could have started a YouTube cooking show, 8-minute episodes, brand deals, ad revenue. She could have built an empire. Then came
simply what I said.
Streamer University, another chance for a live cooking show, a crossover brand, maybe even a cookbook. But instead of building, she just kept posting thirst traps and quick clips. Now she's talking about struggling, but when the money was good, she shaded her boyfriend for not making enough. The irony is poetic because now she's the one counting paychecks. Either way, the internet's watching the clock because when you build fame on vibes instead of vision, it's only a matter of time before the lifestyle collapses.
And it's similar to what I was saying in my other video, that you have to be very, very careful when you come up, because the same people that you were dissing and you were making a gist of, making fun of, etc., are going to be the exact same people that you come back to when you fall off. The main thing that we're seeing is a lack of financial planning, a lack of being intentional with where you want to put your career and actually scaling it to a point where you can't fall off.
Kaya is gone broke. And I kind of don't get how she could go broke when she have a name out there and it's pretty known, it's pretty big. When you think of Cooking with Kaya, you think of a girl in the kitchen that's cooking and she do her little theme, Cooking with Kaya, Cooking with Kaya, Cooking with Kaya, and then she like do her little bounce or whatever the case may be. You went from being known on TikTok for cooking, dressed up all sexual, whatever the case may be, selling a fantasy, to going broke. I really don't understand that. I think she lost her momentum when she stopped posting her videos and she let her name kind of die down. She wasn't really making videos like how she normally would make videos. We weren't missing in action for a second. But that Cooking with Kaya shit was not going to last anyways because everybody kept hopping on the bandwagon. Once she became popular, the next female was doing the same thing on TikTok. wearing seductive outfits and shaking their butts to get attention as well. I mean, they did.
And look, whilst I don't necessarily agree with the lifestyle or agree with, doing this type of stuff, we're in 2025. So what do we have? We're going to have people basically saying, oh, it's okay to do it and then all this type of stuff. So I'm not, look, this video is not about judging the way that she's making money and stuff like that. But we all know that consistency is the biggest thing whenever it comes to content, right? When it comes to content and actually building some sort of fan base, is about understanding, okay, cool. What do my fan base like? What's making them come back? And outside of that, what's making them engage as well? We all know that people went to Cooking with Kaya for one reason. It was to see, it was to see something, you know what I mean? And if that is a unique selling point, then that's the reason why I agree with the last creator when they were saying that she should have went to long form. TikTok barely pays. You have multiple videos of creators online talking about how TikTok is actually one of the worst platforms to monetize because they barely pay in comparison to platforms like YouTube. That's the reason why you guys see me doing up this channel, because eventually we're trying to get that YouTube money, you know what I'm saying? And outside of that, back to the point where I was saying the people that you left behind are going to be the people to clown you. Her biggest haters actually are other ladies, surprisingly enough. I believe it's because, there was a whole trend going around of, the videos getting in, husband or boyfriends or, partners basically for you page. And the girls didn't like it, you know what I mean? They were like, oh, like all the attention is supposed to be put on me or basically looking at Cooking with Kaya. And actually, like, they have a right to kind of feel that way, do you know what I mean? And funny enough, with this recent news, we can clearly see that the people making the most content about it and actually talking down on her are actually ladies, you know what I mean? So bear that in mind, guys.
They said she was going to Dubai to go get shitted on, but I don't know how true that is, allegedly. And another...
You see, even the Dubai thing, for example, people can't even go to Dubai anymore without allegations of them doing the mad thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's dark.
The reason why her momentum is probably not popping is because they say she's not a girl's girl, because she would tell people that she would cook for their man and do all this extra shit that other females really didn't like. Because a lot of females didn't like Cooking with Kaya because they claim she do have a nice body and she could cook. People automatically didn't like her because of that. But she did say she's been struggling for some time now. She has missed 1 or 3 paychecks and it's okay. I just don't know how you can have that big of a name and go back to struggling. Because mind you, she do be with the big influencers and YouTubers. So why don't you find a way to collaborate with some of them so that your finances could be up to pocket? So apparently Cooking with Kaya.
And I think that's the biggest thing as well. At the end of the day, she's still got a platform, right? That's the power of social media. When you start a platform, you can still figure out a way to make something happen. Personal branding is key. Being out there, marketing your product and actually creating a product that your fans are actually willing to purchase is such a big thing. And I feel as if though, even though she missed out on capitalizing on the peak, she can still do something. You know what I mean? We're not talking about obviously still making the crazy bag that she was making earlier, but I definitely believe she can do something. You know what I mean? Like, people just need to understand and go to people that understand how to monetize social media. You know what I mean? Especially talking from a perspective of, for example, being on the opposite side. So for those that don't know, initially I was in the entertainment scene, gone over into, for example, things like property, gone over into things like consultation, etc. And if you see the bag that a lot of people are making on those type of spaces with small accounts, and without even social media presence, for example, because they understand how to get leads and they understand how to, garner attention and convert that attention into cash, etc. I'm pretty sure that if famous people were to apply some of those things into their lifestyles and metrics, that's when we start seeing a lot of money being made. Do you get it? So we're not necessarily saying it's easy at all. It's not easy, but it could have been unavoidable. And this isn't a video to kick Cooking with Kaya down either. Is more so a learning point for us lot that are on the come up, us lot that are looking to make some money and just to avoid making this mistake all around. I'm looking forward to seeing what people at Anton Daniels are going to say. Do you know what I mean? Because we already know that guy, he's known for pocket watching, but at the same time, he has game when it comes to, making money, preserving your money, multiplying your money, etc. So I'm very, very curious. But other than that, my people, then make sure to like the video if you enjoyed anything I had to say. Comment down below your thoughts, whether you agree, whether you disagree. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe because we post every single day and talk about trending topics and also things that I care about as well. You know what I mean? We're growing this subscriber base to the moon. So I'll be seeing you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.